Hello, beautiful soul. I'm Sharon Svensson, Svensson Hypnosis, and welcome to my series, What Hypnosis Is and What Hypnosis Isn't, as told from the perspective of a practicing hypnotist. I have been working with clients since 2005, and I have been getting paid for it since 2006 and have worked with over 2,000 plus clients. One of the questions I get asked is what kind of training does a hypnotist get? Are they licensed, certified? Does that stuff matter? How do you pick out the hypnotist that's right for you? So I am going to do my best to answer those questions. Let's start with certification. Does certification matter? I would say yes and no. Certification does not guarantee that you're going to get the right hypnotist for you. There are groups out there that they just basically take your money each year. They're there if somebody wants to complain about you so that they may take you off the list if they get a complaint or look into it. That there are some certification programs that they make sure that you continue to do education and learning. But a downside of that can be that then it gets kind of homogenized. They start to think the same way. They start to kind of have the same people that do that training. And so to me, I would not rely on certification to pick the hypnotist that was right for me. I'm recording from the United States. I do not have any idea what the rules are in other countries for a hypnotist to practice, but in the United States, it varies from state to state, with some having no regulation and others having a lot of hoops that the practitioner has to jump through. And again, I would not say just because they have to pay certain fees or jump through certain hoops or take a test that agency or lawmakers thought were relevant. To me, that isn't, again, how I would pick a hypnotist. That to me, it's first off, follow your inner guidance. And when I say follow your inner guidance, if you're coming from a place of fear and anxiety, that's not a good place to make your decisions. In fact, I have a series and I'm going to be posting it on my YouTube Svensson Hypnosis channel that I'd only previously offered to the people that attended that master class. That coming from that place of fear and anxiety and then relying on certification or licensing in a state is not necessarily going to give you the hypnotist that is perfect and right for you, that is going to help you get the transformation that you desire and want. Training. Okay, does training matter? Yes and no. I am so appreciative of the fellow I trained under, Gerald Kind. It took me a year to get my certification and go through his training. That he encouraged us to just jump right in there and get volunteers. And I jumped into the deep waters, and it took me a year to go through all the work and apply it to people that graciously volunteered. And I learned so much along the way. And I have run into hypnotists who they have done maybe an hour of training, or they went through a day workshop and they're a hypnotist, or they went through a week workshop. Does that mean that they're not qualified? I don't know. Because again, people might have brought skills from a different field or different gifts that they have. So for instance, people with that are maybe intuitive, really connected and spiritual can bring in those gifts that they have really been honing for decades. And it might make them an amazing gifted hypnotist. I've seen people come from maybe the field of research, or they were a neuroscientist and they came in with some skills from that field, or somebody that was a gifted therapist that took like a week-long course, but they took these kind of skills and intuition and abilities as a hypnotist. So no, I would not say that if somebody didn't go through a year-long training like me, that they weren't qualified or gifted or able to change people's lives. But on the other hand, I have seen people that they thought they were a hypnotist and they came in without that knowledge that there's been a lot of skills that have been passed on from hypnotists throughout the years. And I am so appreciative that I learned that, so that I think of one hypnotist. She said that she got her training. It took her a week, and she didn't really have the understanding or the clarity of the tool of hypnosis and what it could do and where it could take you. That she was kind of taking people on this surfacey journey. I mean, this is just I'm surmising from talking to her and the results that she said she was getting and what I've seen. But so if I was looking for a hypnotist, I probably would look at their training. But just because somebody went to a trainer that you respected doesn't, again, guarantee that you're going to get the hypnotist that's right and perfect for you. So for instance, I think of my daughter. I love the fellow that I trained under, Gerald Kine, Omni Hypnosis Institute. He's not alive today, but I learned so much from the training that I did. And so I sent my daughter to a hypnotist when she was looking for help in an area. And I picked her out because she had been trained under the same fellow I trained under, but had taken the basic course instead of the full series like I did. Well, I was very disappointed to hear the kind of help that my daughter received. Because again, people interpret things differently. They're coming from different places. So somebody could go to the same program, the same institution, they could be certified, and they could not be the hypnotist that's perfect and right for you. So again, to be willing to be discerning, maybe even to give it a go. Like for instance, I primarily work with people with packages for specific reasons. I believe that, and what I've seen in my practice is, like somebody comes to me to stop smoking, but they don't get all the roots, so to speak, pulled up, that it's interwoven with many other issues in their life. So I like to make sure the work gets done. And I primarily work with people in 3-month packages and year-long packages. And consequently, in order to encourage that, people can get way better deal if they sign up for a package than they do an individual session. But what an individual session can be super good for, even though I charge a higher price for that, is people can get an idea of what I do, how I work. Is it a good fit for them? So that can be a beautiful way to try someone out. I offer free chats. So I will talk to a client maybe 10 to 20 minutes by Zoom or on the phone so they can get a little clarity or an idea of what I'm about, if I'm a good fit for what they desire and want and their goals and dreams that they want to achieve. Or I offer so many free hypnosis recordings, and I offer my little Joy Shot series, this series, so people can get a sense of who I am and what I'm about. So that can kind of be a good way to get a feel if this hypnotist is in sync and feels right for you. And then another beautiful way to get that sense is you might listen to one of their hypnosis meditations. And I offer those up free on my YouTube channel. I have hypnosis meditations to fall asleep to. And then you can see, are they in alignment? Are they in sync with what I do? And then how my business has primarily grown is through word of mouth. So if you have a friend or a family member and they recommend a hypnotist to you, that can be super helpful too. But is somebody else's recommendation or even testimonials? I have video testimonials where I talk with past clients, and I've posted that on my YouTube channel, where they share their experience, the results that they got, give a little sense of how things worked. But again, is that going to guarantee you're going to get the hypnotist that you want? No, not necessarily, because you might have a very different worldview. You're looking for something very different. So I think there have been different family members that said, you've got to come to her. She's the bomb. She's a miracle worker. But yet it didn't fit them. It didn't fit what they desired and wanted. So that when they came to me, um, they weren't that ideal person for what I had to offer up. And so I was not the ideal hypnotist for them. But again, you can use all these different things to support and help and guide you. But bottom line, let it be okay to try out the hypnotist, to know that all hypnotists are not alike, that they have different skills and abilities and come from a different world perspective, so that when you find that hypnotist that's right for you, it can be pure magic and beauty. It is such a potent tool that can really positively change your life. And to me, I emphasize empowerment. That when you finish with a hypnosis package with me, my intent is that you're going to have more belief and faith in your own ability to change your life, that you're going to have tools like self-hypnosis to take away and continue to make those changes. And again, all hypnotists aren't alike. I think of one hypnotist, and he was more, you come for one issue, you want to stop smoking, I'm going to help you do that. And he might use negative programming, which to me doesn't feel at all empowering. Like when you're going to feel when you smoke a taste of ash. So he does this negative attachment to the thing, whether it might be drinking or smoking or chewing tobacco. And to me, I like going deep. I like working with the whole person. So for instance, let's say you came to me for weight loss. To me, I'm about getting happier no matter what. So that you wouldn't come to me for a beach body. You wouldn't come to me to meet your I guess, wait for being in a certain class as a weightlifter, but you'd come to me to feel good about your body, to feel beautiful right now, to get a healthy relationship with food. And those things take more time. And not everybody wants that. And I get it. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. But again, give yourself permission to do a little research, um, to actually maybe do a session with them, or follow them along on their podcast or their YouTube channel, and get more of a sense of what they have to offer and who they are. So I hope that this is clearer than mud and it's given you some guidance and support in choosing your hypnotist. So to kind of sum it up, no, I would not rely on certification. And I would not be thrown off if somebody isn't certified, if I felt like they were the right hypnotist for me. I would not rely on their training or write them off because their training seemed super short, but I would, research that and maybe factor that in, helping me make my decision in picking out a hypnotist. I would not necessarily just give my power over to a family member or friend or acquaintance who said, this person is the bomb, you need to pick them. But that could help give me more guidance to check someone out. I would if they had a podcast or a blog or they had a YouTube channel. I would check it out and see, are they in alignment with what I want, and that feel in alignment with how I see the world or what I'm going for. And again, listen to your own inner guidance. Reach out to them if they offer a free chat. And if they didn't offer a free chat, again, I wouldn't write them off, because sometimes, and I know for me, at different times, I'm more busier than others, so that fitting in a free chat might be challenging. But if that was available, I would go for it. I've also been asked this question, and I'll throw this in too. Well, what if they're not super busy and they don't have millions of people coming to them? Are they any good? They could be. They could be a hidden gem that you found. And I have experienced that with different people, like a restaurant before it's really taken off and gotten famous, where it's like, oh my gosh, this food is so good. So I wouldn't write somebody off because of that either. All right. And again, you really support and help me out if my series is helping you to subscribe, to like the videos, and comment. Let me know. Has this been helpful? Has it not been helpful? What would you like me to address? So thank you for tapping in and joining me. I hope this was supportive and helpful in you finding that hypnotist that will bless and change your life. If you want to look more into working with me, I'll also include the link to my website. All right, blessings and love.